Hey guys, welcome back once again to Bobcat Corner Live. This is the eighth edition of that. This is Stephen Vitt again. And yeah, this is the following day from Wednesday night MACtion, the game that took place between the Ohio Bobcats and the Eastern Michigan Eagles. And it took place at home at Athens, Ohio on Frank Solich Field. And I'm happy to say what a game that was. I paid attention to the game, watched it, and I was definitely pleased with what took place in that game. And we're going to go over the stats. We're going to go over basically what happened in that game. And generally speaking, I'm happy. I'm happy with the progress that the Ohio Bobcats have made throughout the entire regular season. And honestly, when you watch this game, when you go back and watch this game, it's kind of in some ways, it's kind of a reflection of the Bobcats season in general. Uh, we started off slow in this game, but as the game went on, we just really picked it up. We kicked it into high gear, and we just took over, and we were just off to the races, basically. So, yeah, that's just been like a reflection of our entire season. Starting with the game against Syracuse way back when, we started off slow. We were trying to get our feet under us and try to figure out what we want to do as a football team. Again, it's like a reflection of this game. We started off slow against Eastern Michigan, and we knew that compared to Kent State, which was very easy to handle, Eastern Michigan they were going to present their own set of challenges for us, much more talented than Kent State. But yeah, Eastern Michigan, they came off like a heartbreaking loss against Toledo. And yeah, let's just get to it. First quarter, it started off slow. The Bobcats were driving deep into Eastern Michigan territory. Gianni Spektic, he attempted a field goal, but that got blocked. That was 3 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Okay, that was kind of a bummer there, but again, it was early in the game. There was no reason to start worrying at all. But also Eastern Michigan, some of the things that I pointed out on Bobcat Corner episode 30, the regular Bobcat Corner, Cole Snyder, the quarterback for Eastern Michigan, he was basically almost a mirror image of Parker Navarro in skill set and talent, that he was a mobile quarterback and that he can move around, shifty, and he would keep you guessing as far as what he would do. Case in point here, later on the first quarter of this game, he basically pitched it out to Delbert Mims III, a shovel pass kind of pitch to Delbert Mims, who took it to the end zone for an 18-yard touchdown reception to make it 7-0 Eastern Michigan. So yeah, that was early. But again, no need to get worried at that point because there's plenty of football to be played. And once again, starting in the second quarter, this is where things really picked up for the Bobcats, and in a good way. We were starting to drive again in the second quarter, and it was around the 9-minute mark where things were getting kind of, shaky. You don't know where things are going to go when it comes to momentum, but then the Bobcats wide receivers, they started stepping up. They started making big plays. Parker Navarro had a great passing game, which I'll get into in a minute, but he threw those balls up there for the wide receivers to catch. Some of them were pretty high, but even despite that, the wide receivers were up for the challenge. They jumped up and got those balls. Just amazing. The talent was on display here last night for the Bobcats. Like Coleman Owen, he made a great catch. It was a tough, contested catch around the 9-minute mark, and he took a big shot. He got hit by Eastern Michigan defender, but he was able to come down with the football, which was great. And then not long after that, on the same drive, Rodney Harris, another great wide receiver, he just jumped up and got another deep ball. That was like a 31-yard reception deep in enemy territory. And yeah, he came down with the football again. So there's that. And also Chase Hendricks, he had a good day too. He was trying to make plays. the wide receivers for the Bobcats, they were on point. They were definitely with it today, and that was good to see. So, yeah, and then eventually Parker Navarro in the second quarter, 3-yard touchdown run. That was with 7 minutes, 11 seconds remaining to tie the game up at 7 apiece. And then with 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this second quarter, there was an interception. Big play on defense for the Bobcats. They started stepping up on defense. Ben McNaboe, he picked off a pass from Cole Snyder. That was huge. That shifted momentum again to the Bobcats, and that was great to see because we've had games like that where momentum was shifting back and forth, and then finally the Bobcats took the momentum via big defensive play. There again, Ben McNaboe with that key interception. And so we did capitalize on that. The Bobcats drove it down the field again and punched in with Anthony Tice, the third 1-yard touchdown run to make it 14-7 Bobcats going into halftime. Momentum's a key thing in football, guys, as you know. So yeah, when coming off that failed field goal attempt back in the first quarter, again, which was a bummer, but as things picked up in the game, the Bobcats responded in the best way possible. And that's definitely something that you have to take note of when you're building a football team and when you're monitoring things. When you have momentum on your side, you got to capitalize. When you get a key interception, you got to capitalize. Bobcats knew that very well last night and executed. So yeah, 14-7 going into halftime. Feeling good about ourselves. We're getting momentum back at that point. And then going to the third quarter, we started off the second half with the ball. Okay. So you were trying to do something with it, but then Parker Navarro throws an interception. It was a tip pass, really. It was a tip pass. It was intercepted by Quintavious Scandrett of the Eastern Michigan Eagles. So, okay, that was another bummer, but still nothing to worry about because we were still up by 7 at that point. But it's like not long after that, the Eagles could not capitalize on that because Cole Snyder went ahead and threw an interception of his own with 11 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. And Bobcats defensive back Tank Pearson, I like that name, Tank. Tank Pearson intercepted that pass, 11 minutes, 13 seconds to go. That was key. Another key interception by the Bobcats defense. Great job there. And then later on, when Eastern Michigan did get the ball back around the 6-minute mark, 6 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the third quarter, Tank Pearson again. There he is again, making another key interception. Tank Pearson, he was feeling it in the secondary last night. That was just great to see. Overall, if I could point out here, overall, the Bobcats forced 4 turnovers. Count them, 4 turnovers. So that was just really great to see. When you can force 4 turnovers, you're going to have a good day on defense. So that was great. And right after the second interception by Tank Pearson, 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, Parker Navarro, he just busts out a 25-yard touchdown run. Again, Parker Navarro had a great game overall, both running and passing, which I'll get into a little bit later on here. So, yeah, that made it, that made it 21-7 Bobcats at that point. We just had the momentum. When we do have the momentum, we do good things. We end up doing good things. That's been the case this year. And we don't let things get out of hand when we have the momentum. So, yeah, 21-7 at that point. Bobcats up ahead, 2 touchdowns. And then we get into the fourth quarter. Eastern Michigan, they did try to make something happen. They only ended up getting another 3 points, which would be a field goal by their kicker, Jesus Gomez, 29 yards. It was a chip shot field goal. But even then, it was an 11-point game at that point. But there was nothing to worry about if you're an Ohio Bobcats fan. There's just nothing to worry about because we knew that we had the momentum. We knew that things were clicking. and there was no reason to worry, really. But yeah, just the feeling of this game was very good all throughout. I mean, yes, we had some kind of miscues here and there, but again, nothing that would give you pause for concern. I just liked how our team, the Bobcats, both offense, defense, even special teams, how they handled themselves in this game. It was very great, reassuring, very respectful, and very gives you confidence as a football fan to see that. So yeah, fourth quarter, only 21-10, but as you would see, Bobcats would pull away in the fourth quarter. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Parker Navarro yet again punches it in for a 1-yard touchdown run, makes it 28-10 Bobcats. And generally speaking, guys, when you see the stats, which I will show in the which I will share with you guys in the description box below, you click on it, and you'll see that the Bobcats had very sustainable drives. They were really marching down the field. They were passing the ball well, running the ball well, just executing the plays, the plays that they needed. So, yeah, 28-10 Bobcats at that point. We were starting to pull away. And once I saw that 18-point lead, I'm like, yeah, we got this. And so, and also there's Ben McNaboe again. He shows up again, like right after that, right after we scored. The very next drive by Eastern Michigan, which was not really a drive. Ben McNaboe of the Bobcats, he had a sack. He sacked Cole Snyder, forced the fumble, and it got recovered by Casey Seegers of the Bobcats. So there again, momentum. We forced 4 turnovers. Yeah, I mean, really, that's just key, guys. 3 interceptions and 1 fumble recovery. That's a great day. In my book, that's just a great day for any defense. So, yeah, we got the ball back again, and then we would end up capitalizing off that momentum. 2 minutes, 59 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. 4-yard touchdown run by Parker Navarro yet again. He was seeing the field well as a runner as well as a passer. 35-10 Ohio Bobcats. And that's it. That is the final score. 35-10 Ohio Bobcats. It's considerably comfortable victory for the Bobcats. 25-point victory. Just a great night overall. It was midweek MACtion Wednesday night. Of course, I've commented on it in general about before reevaluating the MAC, episode 29 of Bobcat Corner, but that's for another time. But since we're still playing midweek MACtion games, we handled it well. The atmosphere of that, we handled it well. There were some people in the stands that was not as filled as you would normally expect, but there were still people there. Plenty of people still packed the stadium to just watch the Bobcats win. So, I mean, you can't argue with the results. So, yeah. In general, the overall stats, I'll go through it. Parker Navarro, as I've been saying, had a great game. One of the best games of his collegiate career, in my opinion. In this game against Eastern Michigan, he completed 22 of 32 passes for 277 yards. And yes, he threw an interception, but that was just tipped. And on the ground, he had 13 rushing attempts for 106 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. So you can't argue with those results at all. And then Anthony Tice III, like I said, I'm glad that he came back from injury last week against Kent State. Still back with us, doing good. Tyus, Trey Tyus, as he's called, he had 12 rushing attempts for 32 yards, and he punched in that 1 touchdown run. Good job there. And like I said, the wide receivers for the Bobcats, we were just hitting it on all cylinders in the receiving game. We were really trying to make plays, catching the football. I was really impressed by the Bobcats receivers, even the tight ends. And Coleman Owen, can't say enough about him. He's like really jumped out at me this year as one of the more productive wide receivers the Bobcats have had, not just this year, but in a long time, many years. And that's definitely a compliment. Definitely a compliment. So if Coleman Owen is watching this, hey, don't know when these guys are ever going to watch this, but hey, shout out to Coleman Owen and other Bobcats players that just showed up. Coleman Owen, 8 receptions for 139 yards, and made some great plays, like I said, especially early on. But yeah, that was it. And just as an evaluation of the opponent, real fast, Eastern Michigan, they did try. Eastern Michigan Eagles, they did try to give us some problems throughout the game. There were some moments here and there where it's like, Eagles might try to do something here, but overall, the Eagles could not capitalize. That was the key thing. And when one team had to have momentum, when one team had to grab that momentum, it was the Bobcats all the way through last night. And again, you can't argue with the results if you follow the Bobcats. So, yeah, Eastern Michigan did what they could, but it wasn't enough. So, Bobcats pull away, 35-10 victory. We'll keep on rolling. We're now 7-3 overall for the regular season. We're 5-1 in Mid-American Conference play. So that's good. We're still in the hunt for a spot in the MAC championship game, which is really key at this point. So, yeah, 5-1. We're in a 3-way tie for first in the MAC standings. Yeah, it's between the Bobcats, Ohio Bobcats, Bowling Green Falcons, which I've not talked about a lot because while we don't play them in the regular season, but may have to start talking about them, and the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. So interesting thing about that is that Bowling Green and Miami, Ohio, they're going to play each other at the very end of the regular season. So that's basically, in many ways, an elimination game in the MAC standings. So whoever wins that game between Bowling Green and Miami of Ohio, they're basically going to be in. And also, having said that, if you're the Ohio Bobcats, all you have to do is take care of business. That's all you got to do at this point. You have 2 games left on your schedule. Bobcats, we have really by far the toughest challenge that we're going to have at this point in the regular season. I mentioned it in Bobcat Corner episode 30, and I'm going to probably mention it again here, is that we had 2 tough challenges ahead in our schedule. We just cleared one. Eastern Michigan was part 1. This is going to be part 2 when we have to travel up to Toledo to face the Toledo Rockets. And if you remember what I was saying a little bit ago, some months ago, about who I thought was like at the very top of the MAC, I said 1 and 1A, Miami of Ohio and Toledo. So we already dealt with Miami of Ohio, but now we're going to have to deal with Toledo. And I am really hoping that the Bobcats show up on the road at Toledo. This is the game that we absolutely have to show up for next week at Toledo. The Toledo Rockets, they don't mess around. Historically speaking, the Toledo Rockets, they do not mess around. They have such a great coaching staff led by Jason Candle, who, I'm going to keep saying it, he should probably get head coaching opportunities elsewhere in power conferences. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten any calls yet. Yeah, the Toledo Rockets, they're well coached. They have great talent, and they're going to pose quite a few problems for us, both offensively and defensively. So we better be alert for what's going to happen there up in Toledo. So, yeah, if we can get through part 2 here, we got through part 1 with Eastern Michigan. If we can get through part 2 here with Toledo, and we actually beat Toledo, then honestly, there's really no doubt in my mind that we're going to get there to the MAC championship game up in Detroit. Because the only other team standing in our way at the very end of the regular season is Ball State, and Ball State's had their fair share of struggles. I mean, they're not a terrible team, but they're just underperforming right now. So I have no doubt that we'll take care of business against Ball State regardless. But we really need to get this win against Toledo to have that kind of shot at the MAC championship. And that's really what it is at this point. Don't even care about the college football playoff, which I have a loaded opinion about. I'm probably hinting at something there later on down the road. I just find it comical about the college football playoff. If I can just be brief about that, and their silly committee, they line up in a room and they just pick out all the teams, whatever. Don't even know if that's true. But yeah, anyway, back to this. Yeah, great win for the Bobcats. Took care of business, separated themselves when they had to in this game. 25-point victory over the Eastern Michigan Eagles. So yeah, good game. Good game overall. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. I'd like to hear your guys' opinions about this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, what you see is what you get in these live streams. They're brief, they're to the point, and they just discuss what happened in the games. So, yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for me, let me know in the comment section below as well. Feel free to contact me at any points. And yeah, obviously, no matter what happens with the game against Toledo, I'm going to be live streaming uh, a live stream review of that as well. So yeah, you have to feel good if you're an Ohio Bobcats fan and you are going into this season not knowing, okay, what's going to happen with this team. Well, obviously you're reassured now because we're on a positive road now. Everything's in front of us, as I mentioned here in the description. It's right in front of us. It's up to us if we're gonna really take it or not. If we really want it, we're gonna take it. So yeah, this has been a very interesting season of college football for me, especially to cover the Ohio Bobcats the way that I have. And I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for what I've been able to do, how much I've been able to keep up with the Bobcats this year. Hope you guys, I mean it, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope you guys are getting something out of this. I'm hoping that I'm doing a good enough job for you guys reporting about the Ohio Bobcats and college football in general. I mean, more stuff's on the way, of course. Um, just a general update. I'm not sure how often I'm going to make videos, but obviously they're going to keep coming. College football videos, general videos, like more talk about artwork that I make here. You see stuff, artwork related stuff in the background. You're going to see more stuff about that. And then STV Castle Chess, you're going to see more stuff about that. Just, I'm going to be balancing it out more going forward. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this game. Bobcats are doing well. Can't argue. Can't complain. All smiles. So, yeah. Hope you guys have a good day today. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day today. And, yeah, more Bobcat Corner related content is going to come your way soon. Take care.